Hello Sunshines and welcome to today's Play Inside by Play Dead. I'm DeValiente and I'm playing with my friend Bon, whose channel you can follow in the link in the description below. This dark narrative-driven platformer combines intense action with challenging puzzles, where a boy, hunted and alone, finds himself drawn into the center of a dark project. Warning, this video contains strong language and graphic imagery. Discretion is advised. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Only one person is allowed to throw a fit in this game. Oh my god! You were waiting for me. How's it going?
Look at.
Come on, let's.
I got a makeover.
Yeah.
I'm like 40 different guys now.
Yep. Oh crap! I might need some help. Hey guys. Can we help a guy out? Help a mom out? Yeah, let's go. Yeah. Thanks so much. It's very helpful.
Thanks, even you, Bill.
Oh. Okay, who's the weight limit on these elevators?
I just love that no alarms are going off.
Yeah.
Like, other areas of the lab are just completely unaware that this amalgate has escaped.
Yeah. They're just in shock. What is it? Okay, I guess I can't go this way. I can't destroy the servers.
You can't destroy the science.
I can't destroy the science. Watch me. Oh. Alright, and
Are you? Alright.
You guys, instead of staring, you could like help a little bit. Okay. Ooh. How about you? Can you help? No.
You can't interact with the fan?
I cannot interact with the fan. Either of them, which I feel is an oversight on Playdead's part.
How about anything in here?
No. But I will touch things in the server room again. Oh, hey. Gotta love that sound.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it immensely, but you know. We did it!
This is like very no face. No face.
Alright. I'd like to see that the IT department is freaking useless! Like always! Thanks for nothing, guys! Turn it on and off again. What the fuck is wrong with you? And here we have HR doing...
And the cafeteria.
Where is my raise? I'm like 50 people in.
Do you know how...
Dave? How you doing, Dave? How's that new Cadillac, Dave? Do I need to touch this? Eh. Alright, well, let's go find another box. Oh, hey, look, water. Okay. Yep, there we go. We can do it, guys.
You got this. I believe in you.
Okay. I know we have like 20 arms and 3 brain cells, but we can do it. We can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're I don't know if dogs want to go near that.
Well, they can try. Hey, you can calm down with that dish. Do I need this thing again?
Yep.
That is the smartest amalgamate we've ever created.
Okay.
It literally has a ladder, y'all. Come on.
What? These poor doggos. They're like, I don't know what the fuck you are, and you scare me. Bork, bork.
There we go. You know, it kind of looks like kneading dough, like when you're...
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, we just lost Jill, guys. Pour one out.
She died for the cause.
Alright, get it together, Pam, and open the goddamn door. Okay, who's not putting their hand on the door? Can you open the door, sir? I am... Oh, hey, look, a ladder. Can I climb up this ladder? Oh, I see.
Because he's wanting to get out.
Thank you. Very kind of you. I'll remember you in therapy.
I was kind of hoping it would make like a schlup sound.
Alright. Was I supposed to go down? Probably not. Let's go over here first. Come on. Let's go. Come on, you can do it, Pam. Ugh. Yep, there you go. You got it. You guys are so on top of this. I'm so proud to have you on my team. So much better than Bill. What was this box for? Let's just leave the box there for a second. It's like an incinerator. Is that fire to something?
I mean...
Well, let's check out what this door is doing. Like, what's the story with this door, huh?
Well, what's going on up there? Above the door.
Oh.
The thing you can't reach.
Right. You're right. Oh my god, look at this teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work, y'all. You doing it. Okay, come on. You gotta reach. Okay.
Can you hop?
No. I am too heavy to hop. Actually, hold on. Can we pick it up? Alright. And...
Oh, yeah. You throw it, yeah.
No, God. Okay. That's okay. We'll still really... Guys, we don't have noses. You can't be. Pretty sure we don't have respiratory systems either.
It's hard to tell.
Come on. There we go. How did we do this? There we go. There we go. Okay. Nice, nice. Oh, look at that. Team building exercise complete. We are masters at this, y'all. So good. Where's that
Is there
box?
something you're able to burn?
Probably that box. Keep it out of the water. Come on, Joe. You got this. Keep it out of the water. Yeah, okay. Now let's grab this and definitely keep this out of the water.
Owie, 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 owie.
Cool. So we have to be quick about this, y'all.
Well, it's still going.
Yeah.
I think they're just permanently going now.
Yeah, well, I've got to throw it up above us and catch it before...
Yeah.
Or, you know what, guys? Let's practice this. You know? Steve, we talked about this.
Steve is throwing a fit. He feels like he's doing more than his share of the work.
Just because he has 3 legs in this whole, like he's contributed 3 legs. Well, I'm going to tell you what I tell you every time, Steve. None of us contributed more than 2 legs. There you go. There you go. Now we just gotta go get it. Okay. Great. Fantastic. Love the teamwork, y'all. Love it. No, we don't throw it down. Okay. Who is using their foot and not their hands? Okay. Yeah.
Someone who wants to pet Elliot.
Yeah. Nice, very nice, very nice. Good.
Wrong direction.
Wrong direction. Good air, good air.
Good energy, just wrong way.
Y'all, why is the water a mechanic? Like, just, why is it a mechanic?
To be the bane of your life.
Get it, get it, get it. Yeah! Oh my god, you guys are amazing! Look at y'all! Just one more, come on. One more, and we got this. We are Team Amalgate! Yeah! No! Steve. Come on. Look at that, guys. You are amazing. Just toss it up there. Yeah. We are so close. You have no idea. Look at that. I'll just toss it up. Just toss it up. go. That was unnecessary. We're good, we're good. We got this. Look, we got this truck here. It's full of moss. You guys remember moss? You think a little kid could do this? No. We're 40 grown adults and a little kid.
Yeah, this whole sequence does feel very no face in the
Yeah.
oh my God. Just everyone watching.
Just unsure of what to do. One guy's just like, man, I just fucking lost my job. And everybody else is like,
Yeah.
dude, everybody just lost their job. Calm down.
We're all dead here.
Okay, come on. Can you get up on top of it? Thank you.
Like, is there no security at this facility?
There
Like,
must not be. I mean, it was the dogs, and they relied on the dogs, and the dogs couldn't do shit.
the dogs were like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is this?
Also, there was like that cult guys with the mask that we
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
seen in like a hot minute.
Yeah. It almost makes you wonder if they were related at all.
Mm-hmm. No, y'all. That's not how we do this.
We talked about this at our team meeting
How am I
last
supposed to
week.
do this? Do you want me to send it up to you?
Can you imagine if that is what you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, here! Like, why did he do that?
He's just like, the guys. What the fuck?
I love that he kind of gestured at the button as
Yeah,
though you
like,
didn't know what to do.
like if I let it go, it falls, and it falls out the wrong place. I'm not gonna let you succeed because you just rolled over the goddamn box. Peter is getting really sick of our shit.
Peter is trying to be a bro and help out with the cause. He might not be one of
God
us,
damn
but
it, Steve! I swear to fucking Christ.
and this is where the game proceeds to take like another 6 hours.
Yeah. That's why this game was 4 hours long. Well, you did it. Yeah, I know, Peter. I know.
Peter, you think I don't know? I understand
Perfectly well what's going
the
on.
I understand the assignment. That doesn't mean I'm good at it.
Mm-hmm. I swear to God, Steve. I will call down the angels of heaven and hell just to smite you. There you go. Now go. Run it. Okay. Whose legs are we using? How do we still have Jill's legs? I thought we got rid of the other part of Jill. Come on. Come on. Throw it up to him. You've done this 5 billion times. The other two guys are just like, what the fuck are you doing, Peter? And he's like, they're trying, I don't know. They look like they need some help.
They look like
Run.
they're just trying their best. Okay, run.
Why is there a delay in your fucking movement? Why does it take fucking forever for you to move? It already takes you fucking forever to do everything else.
Boom.
Swear to God. Steve. Steve. Please. Please. I don't know why this was so easy that a child could do it. And we have at least 40 more brain cells.
You're a little more wobbly, though. Like, your coordination is not as good.
There's no such thing as coordination for an amalgamate.
It's called making do.
Come on. There you go. See, Peter is so kind. He is so kind and he is so patient and he understands exactly. Who put this puzzle here? Who decided that this would be an endgame puzzle?
I mean,
Do you think I want to spend the rest of my fucking life dealing with this goddamn shit?
I just love how these puzzles get to you.
I'm not good at puzzles. No.
It's bait.
I'm not gonna take it. Oh shit, there's nowhere for me to go. I like the ominous people in the background. Look at are those school children?
Seems that way. They're like, thank God. They're gone.
That's what you think. Why does this look like a vulva?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. That was actually a very unexpected statement, so
But look at it. Look at the
I
bottom.
mean, maybe okay, maybe it's because my screen is a little too dark. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't see it.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna get to a place and I'm going to F12. Yes, and then that will put it on my Steam page for everybody to see.
Excellent. That's just what you want.
Yep. Hey, fishy buddies. Oh, they don't like us anymore. I mean, I kind of don't like us anymore.
I mean, you're kind of
I
terrifying,
am
so.
kind of terrifying, to be quite honest. I used to be 40 people and a small child.
I'm having an identity crisis. Who am I?
Yep. Yeah, this really has cluster vibes. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like, this came out before Steven Universe did, but
So, so basically, it was Rebecca Sugar who made
yeah,
this.
it,
She made Steven Universe, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So basically, she saw this
yeah.
and was like,
Because it
"This
even
is going
sounds
to."
like the cluster even sounds like this.
She's like, "This is going to form images in my mind in ways I don't even understand yet."
Yeah. A happy ending for all.
Yay!
Yay.
I think you can still move.
No,
No? Oh, okay.
I'm just undulating. No, we gotta watch me slowly deflate.
Just don't want it to, I just want it to die in the sun.
I mean,
Put the sand in my toes.
isn't that what anybody, like, the best anyone can hope for?
Hmm. Wow.
Aren't.
Wow.
Aren't Jensen.
Arndt Jensen, what the fuck?
Something wrong with y'all.
So, in one theory about this game is that the Amalgate has, because it's not clear who the
Mhm.
boy is or what his purpose is.
Right.
So, one of the theories is that the Amalgate has been controlling him from the beginning in order to have someone free them.
Hmm.
So, it kind of keeps that theme of mind control all the way through,
Right.
except in this case, it was telepathic
Mhm.
and it was for the Amalgate to free themselves. Um, I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the theory, so I don't know like why it is that they would say that they would choose a child from such a distance
Mhm.
to take control of rather than someone already in the facility.
Right.
Um,
I feel like
but
the.
not,
I mean, go ahead. You can finish the
oh,
your thought.
um, but anyways, that's like one theory about this and this ending, and it just wants to escape, and kind of like end its suffering.
Right.
Uh, yeah. So, anyways, continue. What were you gonna say?
I'm gonna click out of the window. Hold on. I would think that all of the people that we saw in the beginning were chosen for this program.
Mm-hmm.
Um, whether it be they were targeting a specific group of people, like genocide,
Mm-hmm.
or they're like these were just people, like random people that they found in the street to do experiments on, and like they had such success with the worms and the pigs that they wanted to move on to the next uh, level of intelligence.
Stage.
Yeah, the next stage, which would be humans. And that's where our zombie people came in. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this kid knew something was going on, like there was something more to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so many unanswered questions, like why the fucking amalgate? What is it? Why were they trying to create that? Like I understand the zombies, but what is the purpose of creating the amalgate? What is the purpose of the water children? What is the, like, why? What is the significance of the water? because the water played
What
such a heavy part in this game.
what's interesting to me is that the children in the water, it might just be a model thing, but the
Right,
children in the water look like him.
right. Like the
Um, like the boy.
like the boy. Yeah.
Yeah. And another interesting thing to me is that once he was inside the facility and um within like the lab itself, even though people could see him and see there's a child,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't care. Now you could say that that's because they were like obviously distracted. There was something going on with the amalgate that they were like, "What the hell is going on?"
Right.
Um, which is funny because like once you get in there, it doesn't look like it's doing anything,
Right.
even though like everyone's standing there watching it as though it's like it did something wild and everyone's like, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
Um, so and he's also, like I said, differently colored from everything else.
Right. Him and the ginger kid. The ginger
And that's
kid was,
kind of
yeah, was the only one
that
who had a different color of hair.
that's kind of what I wanted to get into
Yeah.
is I have to wonder if this kid might be someone important.
Yeah.
So this kid, like the ginger kid, is significant in some way to these experiments.
Yeah. Because he
So,
did look back when we were moving the box. Like, he looked into the room when his caretaker or whatever had already left. He was just
mm-hmm.
like, there's something in this room, but I don't know where, so I'm going to ignore it for now. So it could be that because he's a ginger, it might be that because gingers are psychic, you know?
Oh, I didn't know that.
No.
That was a real casual thing just to drop.
No. There's people who believe anything about gingers. I love gingers. I think they're fantastic. I love red hair.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It
but
runs in my family.
I wish it ran in mine. It's like, what are my Irish genes for if I can't have red hair? Um, but there's just to be the only red-haired person in the entire facility, and there were hundreds of people, not just people, but there were zombies and there were pre-zombies. There were people who were like becoming zombies. Everyone had black hair except for maybe there was one or two blonde people, but there was that one ginger kid, just one ginger
Mm-hmm.
kid. And the fact that he was a kid too is really interesting. Like there's so much more to this story than what's on the surface. And like the
Mm-hmm.
thing with Limbo is just like, what is the story of the boy and his sister? Like that
Mm-hmm.
those are the only definitive facts that we know, is that it's a boy looking for his sister. And then like the surface level and the philosophical level and everything is it did he die with her? Is he following her into hell? Is it an Orpheus situation? um like what's happening? Like what, like
Mm-hmm.
is this a boy growing up and giving away childish things, like, which I still don't believe that theory, but I'm much more inclined to believe that it was just him being like, I'm gonna follow my sister into Limbo and see what the fuck's going on because I want my sister back.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
with this one in particular, there's so much corruption
Mm-hmm.
that is unveiled, like the corruption of the human experimentation, the corruption of, like, we see it in the animals, we see it in them hunting people who are trying to escape, we see it in the way that they train their dogs specifically to hunt and
To
kill,
attack.
to attack, the way that they don't necessarily want you dead but they do want your body. um
Mm-hmm. Which
and
is actually again something that I find interesting because there are certain cases where you are attacked, but
Mm-hmm.
you're not killed, you're
Right.
incapacitated.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's differing orders on how to treat the boy
Right.
coming from differing places.
Yeah. So it could be like that one guy that caught us was just so ecstatic that he caught us that he couldn't contain himself and he's like, I'm gonna drown ya. And the other guy with the gun was just like, what the fuck are you doing, Carl?
Carl.
Carl, that kills people,
Oh,
Carl.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So,
Yeah, there's a lot more going on in terms of story, and none of it is actually being really told.
and I
So it's
think
all
they're doing
inferred,
that. They're being
vague on
vague on
purpose.
purpose because they want us to create our own story, and that is the sign of an infuriating storyteller, but a good storyteller.
Hmm.
Like someone who gives you enough of the story to like let your mind run wild, and like
Hmm.
you're so captivated by the story that's being told that you're like, I need to know, I need to know. So it's like you go back again and again and again. Like I think for Limbo, I watched several people play that game. But with
Hmm.
Inside, I will say that when the first time I watched Inside, I was like, I cannot do body horror at this time in my life, and so I had to like, I think once was enough for me, but it's still stuck in my brain. Like
Yeah.
even though I only watched it once, I still remember quite a bit of this game.
So,
Like
and
surprisingly.
that kind of brings up an interesting thing that I touched on recently.
Mhm.
Because I had used um a GIF
Mhm.
um in a conversation casually,
Yeah.
and it was from BoJack Horseman,
Right.
and and they were like, "Oh my God, where's that GIF from?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's from BoJack Horseman, which is basically like, let's unpack everything in the most uncomfortable way possible."
You got trauma, you got
But
trauma, I got trauma. Let's all talk about our trauma together while getting high and
and,
drunk.
well, not even talking
Yeah.
about necessarily, but just like the sheer level of uncomfort
Yeah.
that BoJack Horseman is able to
Yeah.
convey. Like it is so amazingly good at telling like the worst and hardest parts of dealing with trauma, addiction, like intergenerational trauma. That's one of the big ones. The
Yeah.
intergenerational trauma
Right.
there. That one is like so prevalent all the way through.
Mhm.
And I love BoJack Horseman. I think it's one of the best animated shows. And it is so poignant and telling, and I can remember so much of it, and I can never watch it again.
No.
I have watched it all the way through once,
Mhm.
and I cannot do it again.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it to death. I think it is fantastic, but I can't bring myself to go through that emotion again. Like, and that, so I totally understand what you mean. So you can not be able to do something, but it lives rent free in your head
Forever.
forever.
It's so poignant, and it's not just because like it's grotesque. Like that's
Yeah.
part of it. It's like, oh yeah, I remember the squishy ball of doom. Yeah. But there's
Yeah.
so much to this story. Like when you asked me what the game was about at the beginning, it's like it's about human experimentation.
Hmm.
Like that's a huge part of this. And like
Yeah,
it,
which was I was just trying to see like how much you know about the game,
yeah,
but I wasn't like looking for a synopsis,
yeah.
but
It's like,
You were like,
I
you left.
remember, yeah, I remember. I remember what this game is about. I don't remember
Yeah,
like
yeah.
nuances, like I don't remember specific puzzles, and I'm bad at
Mm-hmm.
timing, but I remember the
Mm-hmm.
story. I remember like watching this little boy get turned into a blob and
And being like, what the fuck?
being like, okay, this took a really weird fucking turn, but okay. And then I remember watching the blob die, and my biggest takeaway from that, and my takeaway from that still, is the amalgamate died on its own terms,
Mm-hmm. In its own
in
place.
its own place. It didn't want to die in that facility. Or I guess they didn't want to die in that facility. They didn't want to continue. Like, it was still sentient. Like, it was still
Well,
solving puzzles. It was still trying to get out. It knew it didn't want to be there.
let me pull up the third ending or the endings for you so you actually know which one,
Okay.
what they are. Um, it has two secret endings.
Okay.
So
The plug one.
well, hold on.
Okay.
The first is the secret ending, which can be uncovered after finding and breaking every collectible in the game.
Okay.
Um, and then the alternate, hold on. Come on. Oh, let's start with the alternate ending. This is the one I talked about before.
Okay.
This is the one where you have to find all of those hidden orbs and you have to deactivate them.
Right.
So, you have to play through the game once and deactivate all the orbs.
Okay.
You go back to the farm. You go back to the farmland, and in the cornfield where the second orb is located,
Mm-hmm.
there is a hatch and inside a bunker. And then when you can go there, there is a three-way lever, and each direction plays a different tone.
Mm.
And to open the door inside, you have to play a set of tones that were from a VHS machine
Mm-hmm.
near the fifth, 12th, or 13th orb. So you have to remember what that is. Um, basically, once you get that in,
Mm-hmm.
you go through a long tunnel. You end up in a room that is full of these derelict orbs, a desk, a chair, a hat, and the mind hat is hooked up to a bunch of different computers.
Huh.
Um, and then further down, there's a gate. If you open it, it will reveal a plug. Um, if you unplug the cable, the mind control helmet and the computers, or the mind control helmet turns off and
Mm.
the lighting will turn off. And then the protagonist will then go into a limp state like a husk.
Huh. So, which brings
Uh,
the fact that he was a husk the whole time.
yeah.
Okay, so that's where
Um,
that theory comes from.
so well, this also is like so some theorize that this is the protagonist being freed from the player's control, so like a
Oh.
fourth wall meta thing.
Okay.
Um, or that this one cable being unplugged has freed every one of the husks.
Oh.
Um, so that is the one ending, the alternate ending.
Mm-hmm.
Also, did you know that the blob is called the huddle? Yeah, it's it's called the huddle, also called the blob or the meatball.
Oh my god. Don't call it that. I mean, blob is pretty bad, but meatball? That's so. Oh my god, y'all.
Yeah,
Don't call it that. It'll hurt its feelings. Ah,
I'm trying to find a concise description of the other ending
okay.
because there's three.
Yeah.
Hold on.
But what you were saying about the alternate ending is that there's still a significant amount of the game. Like how when we freed the Amalgate, or we freed the Blob, there was still a lot of the game to go.
Yeah, oh, that's the alternate ending. IGN. Okay. Oh, yeah, there's no way you would have done this. Inside contains a peculiar secret ending for those willing to solve one of the game's hardest puzzles.
Nope. Done.
The secret ending can only be uncovered once the player has found and broken every collectible in the game, at which point the puzzle for the new ending will be revealed. Um, okay. I'm just trying to find, I don't want the, that's not fucking helpful, IGN.
IGN is not helpful.
No,
When I was looking up the guide for Limbo, IGN was like, do this and this and this. And I was like, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
I would just like, I would just like a clear and concise list of what the endings are, please, instead of whatever IGN just did.
Uh,
Are there multiple endings? Okay.
yeah, I try to avoid IGN just because they're the biggest game network in or like the biggest game known game magazine outside of like Nintendo Power that doesn't exist anymore.
Nintendo Power. Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ. Listen, I loved the Nintendo Power magazines. Like I would get them all the time. And sometimes I would get duplicates so that I could cut out pictures of one of them.
I'm not even sure if I lived long enough, I was born long enough for the magazines to still exist.
You
When
were
did they
in
stop producing
93.
it?
When were you born?
1990.
Oh yeah. No, they went into like the early 2000s, I think.
Did they?
Yeah. Actually, I think they may have gone longer than that. Like Game Informer is the new one, the newest one that everybody gets. But Nintendo Power went pretty far. Like my brother was a 1990 baby and he got Nintendo Power
Interesting. Maybe it was just not something really
in Canada.
my family, maybe that, or maybe not even like,
Okay, it started in 1998, so it's younger than me, but it stopped publication in 2012.
okay, so it looks like there is only two endings. I made a mistake.
Mm.
So it was just the two that the one I just mentioned, and then the other. Oh,
So the alternate ending and the collectible ending.
yeah, this one.
Oh, okay. So it just
If
like
not,
the
if
collectibles just opens up a different puzzle, but doesn't
yeah,
change
I'm
the
I'm
endings.
I'm unclear on what
Okay.
that is. So I don't know why Google is telling me that there are three endings, one called the secret ending, one called the alternate ending, and then one doesn't even have a name. I think it's just kind of getting confused.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
All right.
I love that. I love that the personality of the protagonist is in this wiki.
There's a personality.
The protagonist is shown to be brave, intelligent, and quick-witted. His bravery is shown at almost every moment in the game, whether it be running from soldiers with guns or avoiding taser machines. He is very intelligent and able to solve difficult puzzles and outsmart his pursuers. He is very
here's
independent.
here's the thing about computer programs. They're only as smart as the people using them. When you're really stupid, you can't figure out a puzzle.
I mean, and it's not even that. Um, you could figure out the puzzle real fast, but that doesn't mean you have the coordination,
No, no.
as we've discovered.
Yeah. It's like, I know what I'm supposed to do, but Steve keeps throwing the box away.
Yeah, so this game, one thing I really like about this game is that it really kind of brings to mind like Animal Farm and
Mm-hmm.
1984 and all of that kind of dystopian.
Yeah, Harrison
um
Bergeron.
yeah, it
Yeah,
brings up all those like dystopian short stories.
right.
um, which I feel like is not something we see as often as we used to in writing.
Yeah.
Not that I've seen. Like, we have like some YA, like
Mm-hmm.
young adults, but it's still not like quite the same tone.
Right.
Like, Hunger Games does not have the same kind of tone that like Animal Farm gives, or even The
No.
Giver
Yeah.
in terms of dystopian.
Like, I have never read anything like Harrison Bergeron
Hmm.
sense that. But it's again, it's something that I've only read once in my life,
And it,
and it has stuck with me for
hmm
fucking years. And I remember that story. Like, I also remember the Scarlet Ibis, but that one, like, is just about a kid who killed his little brother. But Harrison Bergeron, I remember every single beat to that story.
hmm
And like with Inside, I remembered a good like 75% of the story of this. Like, there are parts of it that I did not, like, I could never forget.
Yeah.
Like, I could never forget the um I just forgot. I lost my train of thought. But I just like this. I could never forget the blob. I could never forget
Yeah.
the blob.
The huddle, don't you mean?
The huddle. I could never forget the huddle.
We
But
gotta
it's
we
just,
gotta use its appropriate name.
yeah. And like this kid just running around. I completely forgot about the Soundwave puzzle because fuck that shit. Um,
You just blocked that out because you
just
hated it so
blocked it out.
much.
Like, honestly, like, listen, I think I bought Limbo after watching it for the first time, but I never played
Hmm
it. Uh, and with Inside, I didn't buy it. I got it for free. Um,
Oh.
I don't know how I got it for free, but I know I did. I'm like, oh, Inside for free? Hell yeah, give me. But I never played it, and I think in the back of my head, it's like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get a chance to play these games, or if I want to, because
hmm
like of just like how like Limbo stuck in my head, but not nearly as much as Inside did. And like at the beginning, like before we played through Inside, I was gonna say that I still like Limbo more, but I can't say that now
hmm
because the like Limbo is good. Limbo is a great game,
hmm
but it doesn't have the story or the depth that Inside has.
Well, it also might be that it's hitting you differently now that it's been years later, you're in a different place in your life too.
I am definitely in a different place in my life. I was a child,
Yeah.
probably. Well, no, I was in my early 20s, and now I'm in my mid 30s, and I am
Mhm.
re experiencing these things, and especially from a different light because the person, like I said in during Limbo, the people that I watched play are terrible people. So it's like my view of these games is through their lens. So
Mhm.
I had to do this for myself to like relive these games through my own eyes. And that truly, like, that opened it up to so much more.
Mhm.
And it's like I was, and like it there's one thing about playing a game yourself as well. And it's like when I in my early 20s, and even now I don't have a lot of money, so I can't just buy games willy-nilly like I did when I was in high school and I was getting an allowance, or was working at Hobby Lobby, and my money was going toward like craft supplies and games, and I would just play games and do crafts and shit. And but when I went off to college, I was no like I started having to pay for my own food. I had to start paying for my own clothes. I was going to anime conventions, which was a lot of money. So it's like I buy my game or I buy food at the anime convention. And
Mhm.
then when I moved out from my house, I had to start paying rent. And on top of bills and food and all that other shit, so I stopped going to anime conventions and I stopped playing games because I just didn't have money for games. And it's like I love the games that I play over and over again, of course, but at some point you want to play something different. So let's plays became my new gaming outlet. Like if I wanted to experience a new game, I would watch a let's play.
Mhm.
And now that I'm in a place where I can start gaming again, like I don't want to watch let's plays anymore. I want to play the game myself. um, but it's so different to play the game for yourself. But I also want to experience these for myself after having experienced them through secondhand, basically through somebody else, and
Yeah.
it really does make a difference in the story. And for people out there who are like, I want to start a gaming channel, I'm like, do it. It's hard, but if you love games that much, you're gonna find time for it. Like this, it will consume your life because you want it to, not
Mhm.
because, like, I mean, people do call it an obsession, and there are people are who do get obsessed with it. But like, check yourself, go to therapy, have someone like Bond who will be like, maybe you're recording a little too much. Like maybe you're biting off a little bit more than you can chew.
Have I ever said something like I don't think I have.
No, but
I
like I do think you keep me in check by being, hey, when do you want to record? And
Oh,
then
okay.
me being like, oh yeah, Bond doesn't have the time to record all the time, so I really need to stop myself from just recording because there's other things that I need to do. And I have the open air markets. I have um, my client who I do computer services for. I just opened my own Upwork so that I can do freelance stuff.
You're
Um,
trying to ghostwrite.
I'm trying to ghostwrite because I have a bunch of stories I want to tell, and there's no way I'm gonna get them written if I write them for myself because I'm like, I have time. So
I have till the end. I have until I die.
I have until I die, and then I'll just like possess somebody and they can write for me.
Oh my god. Okay, so that kind of happens in a book. I really wish I still had it. It's called Peony in Love, and it's a book um about this young woman in China. way, 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 way back when.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, there was a period where a lot of young Chinese women were essentially um, dying because
Mm.
they wasted away, they starved themselves. It was kind of like a melancholy romantic sickness.
Oh,
Um,
the wasting
and
sickness. It was all
yeah,
secretly, and little did they know, it was tuberculosis. No,
oh, not
no,
yeah,
yeah,
not a,
I know that it wasn't.
mm. But essentially, like what happens is um she's unusually like well read and educated for someone of her time period and
Mm-hmm.
stature. Um, but her dad has always been kind of indulgent, which, her mom doesn't always agree with, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she has this love for a particular play.
Mm.
And she's been collecting like the different manuscripts, the different versions of this play for years. Like she's so passionate about it. And there's like these different manuscripts, they have like edits, like notes in the margins and stuff like
Mm.
that, by like other women who are writing and passionate about literature and that kind of thing. And that's where she is, like she's passionate about literature.
Mm-hmm.
um and so for her birthday, her dad decides to have the play come and perform. But it's also the night that she finds out that she's going to be like uh an arranged marriage is going to happen for her.
Oh.
um and at first she was like, she was gonna do her duty, of course, but was also sad because what would it be like to have like a whirlwind romance like this woman in the manuscript, the play that she loves.
Mm-hmm.
So she steals away from the play briefly, saying that she needs to get air. And she and all the other unmarried women are behind a screen and they're kind of watching through the cracks in the screen because, of course, the men can't see the women.
Right.
Um, and so she steals away into a different part of the garden, and then a young man ends up there and startling her, and she just falls deeply and madly in love with him. Um, like, cause he loves that she's smart, and poetic, and her interpretations of the play are really interesting to him. So basically, she's like, "Oh my God, I know what love is now." Um, she goes back to the play, and they secretly point out to her who her future husband's going to be, but she closes her eyes because she doesn't want to see, because not it would be pure and utter disappointment
Mm.
compared to what she had just experienced.
Right.
And then in the months prepping for the wedding, she is just so sick in love and so absorbed in this play that kind of represents everything she wants, that she stops eating. She is just
Mm.
focused on filling the margins of the play, of like adding her commentary and yada yada. um and then like near the end, closest to the wedding, she finds out that she is supposed to be marrying the man that she met in the garden this whole time.
And this all would have been solved if you opened your goddamn eyes.
Yeah, and what happens is, by that point it's too late for her.
Mm.
Essentially what ends up happening is she passes away.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a ghost, and there's a ghost marriage between her and the husband to be.
Mm.
And in the course of the ceremony, he was so distraught that he forgot to dot the tablet that is like contains her soul, because
Oh,
the soul like breaks into three parts upon death,
right.
and then like one is going to go up above, one is going to go into the tablet, yada yada yada. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know the exact because it's been years and years and years since I've read it, like almost a decade.
Right.
But um essentially when he's so distraught that he runs off because he's just like completely heartbroken,
Mm-hmm.
and he forgets to dot the tablet, it means that the last and final piece of her soul can't rest in peace,
Right.
and she becomes what is called a hungry ghost.
Oof. Hate that.
um and so essentially, as a hungry ghost, she goes through all sorts of stages in that. There's like a grief period because like she can't rest. She also lost the chance at living with the love of her life because
Mm-hmm.
she didn't open her eyes. Um there's anger, there's frustration because like nothing she does seems to get to bring to people's attention that her tablet is missing something essential.
Mm.
No one is realizing that she is trapped because there's this missing part of the ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
Um and um at one point she starts haunting one of a woman, I can't remember, who marries her her husband, the one that she was supposed to marry in real life
Right.
before she died.
Mm-hmm.
And she basically like forces this woman to read this play and forces her to write commentary because she continues to have all these thoughts but can't write herself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's frustrating for her. So she's forcing this woman to write. And this woman does not like reading at all, does not like any of that.
That poor man.
Um,
He's went from, oh god, she's so intelligent and I can actually have a conversation, to this one.
yeah, well, and then she ends up passing away.
Mm-hmm.
Um, ultra sad for him. He's
Yeah.
now got two dead wives.
It's like,
Um,
yay.
and then essentially like there's a lot of like trauma that's being dealt with too because she's got uh problems with her mom because her mom doesn't want her to be so intelligent and so smart. Whereas like she doesn't understand where her mom's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
She thinks her mom is kind of being like a what's that word? Intellectual.
Oh, okay.
Um, but she doesn't know what happens to her mom way, way back when, which is her mom was the source of a incredibly famous poem written by an unknown woman
Mm.
during during a brutal occupation
Mm.
by I think it was the Japanese, or I'm not sure. But basically like absolutely like atrocities happened to her.
Mm.
And she had no idea this whole time that her mom was the one that wrote the poem on the wall that everyone quotes and remembers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And her mom the whole time wasn't that she wanted her daughter to be anti and like be dumb. She wanted her daughter, she knew that there was pain in knowledge,
Right.
and there is safety and there's safety in ignorance.
Right.
So there's generational trauma shit, when you don't talk to your
Right.
family.
Yeah, that happens a lot in stories. It's one of like the biggest things with conflict. Um,
Yeah.
If not enough drama, throw in your
Not enough drama.
parents. Have you talked to your parents yet?
Uh, anyway, so yeah, and in that story, she does like it has a good resolution.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she does eventually get to go live in peace.
Mm.
But when you said that, it just made me instantly flash back to that story. Yeah,
Again, something we
yeah,
haven't read in years, but it sticks with us. It just
yeah.
has it just has that staying power.
Hmm.
No.
In any case, I need to make dinner.
I have dinner. I've had dinner for probably a while, but I really wanted to finish this.
I still need to make mine, so
Yeah, yeah, and I have to,
I'm
yeah. I have to go to the bathroom. I have to get more water. I gotta,
all of these
yeah, I
things.
gotta fix Rizzy's dinner. Yeah, so much has to happen, and we sat here talking about stuff for like 30 minutes over time, but that's fine.
Hmm.
Like the end episodes are always going to be longer. That's fine. So, but yeah, that was Inside by Play
Yeah,
Dead. Uh, such a good
great
game.
stuff.
Such a gross fucking game, but so good. All right, I'm done.
All right.
All right, I'll see you later, Bone.
Okay, bye.
Bye.